It's the Full Force News Burst, proudly brought to you by Battle Action Force, the Treasury Editions. I am your host, Christopher McLeod AKA Diagnostic 80. Now let's get into the news. Hello and welcome to another unboxing. I hope everyone is doing well. Can you hear me? Just double check that everyone can hear me. Hello Joe, hello Snake Eyes, hello Steve Martin, the Steve Martin, Wilfredo Diaz, Blitz 0065, Chris G, Bo BQ King 610. All of you guys, hello. Hope everyone is doing well on this Thursday evening. I've named the Grim Viper the McLeod Viper. Thank you, Jason. Hello, Mark. Hello, Mark. It's the copywriter of all of our favorite things. Hello, Mark. Hello, Kid Collect-A-Lot. That's an amazing name, by the way. I know, as in like a online name, unless it is your birth name, which is also impressive. Yeah, people have been opening breakers already. Got my Amazon stingers in those. Says Blitz, nice. Nice. Still waiting on both of these though, Blitz. That's well, hopefully this will, I don't know, give like a little build, like an intro to them, I guess. Let's do this then, I guess. Let's get stuck in. Couple of things, just a couple of housekeeping sort of situations to do. Tomorrow is obviously the Cold Slither pre-order. That's going up at 1 p.m. EST for premium members and 2 p.m. EST for everyone else. Fingers friggin' crossed on that one. Yeah, what was the other stuff? I think that's it for the moment. Yeah, so let's get stuck into these, shall we? The Rattler is stupidly big for reals. Chris G, I don't know how I'm gonna do that one. I'm still working that out. I haven't got it yet, so I've got plenty of time to work on it, but I'm kind of building an airfield, so I'm excited. I think the claw's gonna feature in that, maybe as set dressing in the background as well. But I'm gonna put the claw to the side for a sweet second. You go down there, and I'm gonna focus on this guy, Breaker. Now, this is a figure that confused us for the longest time. We had a listing. This listing was known as Breaker, as a redeco. So that was a lie. It was sort of a redeco, I guess, in that they've reutilized other parts from other figures to make a Breaker here. But it wasn't a redeco of the original Breaker. And for the longest time, before we had the mass device sort of information, we assumed it was going to be a Tiger Force Breaker. So we were just expecting Tiger Force Breaker to show up. And it didn't. It did that weird thing where like it was supposed to go up for pre-order and it didn't. And then all of a sudden we had, leaked images of the actual figure and everyone thought it was going to be a retro card back Breaker. Do you remember that? And yeah, it wasn't the case. We ended up with a mass device Breaker, which I think is like a pretty cool like thing to get really with Breaker. Like I'm glad we got a more classic Breaker. Anyway, here is the back of his card, which shows some Sky Strikers up there flying over the top. Of course, this is mass device related, so it's at the volcano where that element was retrieved. The element that he's got in his arms there, look, see? And of course, he's got like a couple of call outs on here. We've got his eKibby E4 name tag and the tablet on the secondary kind of called out. We have the little watch on his left wrist there called out. And other than that, there you go. Pretty much no other, I couldn't find any other homage in there other than obviously location for the mass device. 158, all the usual gumph. It's the QR code to nowhere, although I think it does go to the G.I. Joe website, which is really weird. But yeah, not the G.I. Joe website, but the Hasbro Toy Shop website. Here's the artwork as well on the side with the bubble gum pop in. Well, not pop in, but blow in. Nice when he's playing with his tablet as well, Kitty said. And yeah, that's the usual fare. The usual fare. Now on the front of the box, I should have gone through first. We've got that lovely mass call out there, which we've only seen on this, the Divers, and Snake Eyes and the Polar Bear. Will we see it again? I don't think so. Have we had packaging for Steeler? I don't think we've had packaging revealed for Steeler and Short Fuse, but that is a Target exclusive, and it does track that it would be mass related. So they may put the mass device logo on there. Emily did say ages ago that it was only going to be 3 items, so you know, with 3 elements. But you never know; they might throw that on the Target box anyway, which I think would be kind of fitting because, like I said, you know, Steeler and Short Fuse very much from that particular era as well. Anyway, let's get into this bad boy because we've got a claw to open as well. I know that's going to be way more intensive. That ain't a knife. It is a knife. Stop saying that. I'm just going to do a little chopperoo in there, and then I'm going to do my little tactic of just using the back of the blade to push against the flaps so they come out nice and comfortably without any crease. Because usually when if you pull that out, this will just bend in the minute. It's horrible. I hate it. It's like an OCD thing, but it's not. Obviously, it's just a bugbear. It's a bugbear. Right. So let's slide this out. There you go. There he is in plastic form, in plastic casing. I didn't show this. Well, actually, I don't think there was one for the Super 7 unboxing I did yesterday, but legal. Anyone care? No, didn't think so. That stays in the box forever, never to be disturbed again, he says, not being able to put it back in the box properly. How annoying was that? There we go. That's off to the side, creating a weird little, yeah, and putting you down here. There you go. Right, so we've got Breaker, and he looks phenomenal. It's a really cool version of this figure, and he comes with some pretty decent bits and bobs. Of course, he's got the, let's have a look at this. All close up, we've got the Mass Device Elemonte, which is, it means element, but in no real language. And you can, does this come off? Yeah, it does, in like about a million pieces. So the lid comes off, the element comes off, and the base floats around as well. So there you go. The element's got that classic look to it. Obviously, remember that in the cartoon? But obviously that's to, yeah, keep it kind of locked into the base. Oh, where am I going? Base in the place, London. So there it is. There's the exposed, kind of like, it looks like a bit like kebab meat, doesn't it? That you see in those kebab shops, like a rotisserie kebab meat kind of scenario, slicing that off with a big knife. And of course, here is your little boop, your little kind of dome, and away you go. Very nice indeed. Um, no other detail on the bottom there, but you've got like a little bit of kind of detailing around the edges. If I get a little bit closer, if I can find the camera, there you go, a little bit of detailing. Very nice indeed. Those little kind of holes. Was this, did Mindbender have this in the deluxe version, or was it a much smaller version of that? I can't remember. But anyway, very cool. I like it. So we've got a mass element as it rolls off my table. Look, no, they stay there. We've got a very cool backpack. I love the fact that we're getting a lot of backpacks again in the line. Even though backpacks are a little bit annoying in the fact that most of them don't stay on properly, or some of them don't kind of satisfactorily fit in the hole well enough. They kind of like, you know, just just the tip stays in, Kitty said. And yeah, and it just, I don't know, there's a little bit of frustration there for me in the some of the backpacks, but I'm glad we're getting some because there was a period of time where we just weren't getting any backpacks. I'm looking at you, Dreadnox. But here we have this really cool, like, extra detail on the back of the backpack. They didn't have to go this ham on it, really, did they? But they have done that kind of like metal framework, basically, that you see on sort of like, you know, those kind of big backpacks, those traveling sort of like camping backpacks, kind of outdoorsy backpacks. I used to have one, and it used to have like a big frame on it like that. Really cool. Count me in on Team Backpack, says Steps Toys. Got mine today too, says Scott. Bad Wolf Media says, hello, Governor. Yeah, guess what was in my mailbox today? Evening, everyone. Like, yeah, are you taking the mick out of my voice? An Alice frame. Thank you, Chris G. That is an Alice frame. Nice. Hopefully we get some backfill eventually, like Hawks says. Yeah, I'd like to see a few sort of, maybe like an accessory pack of backpacks that we've missed. And again, massive antenna on there, look beautiful. Two little kind of like loop sort of handle things, maybe for, you know, just for fun. And these two little mini antenna on there as well. And again, some lovely detailing on this. I like this. This could have done with some tampo though, I think. Like maybe like a little thing like Mainframe has a lot of stuff on his gear. I think Breaker would have been cool to have something on there for Breaker. We also have the little cable. There we go. A little cable, which will connect obviously all together in a second. We've got his pistol and silencer. Like, hang on, where are we? We're like, where are we? We're over here, Chris. Over here. There we go. Pistol and silencer, and that just pops on the end like so, and you get that. It's a cumbersome pistol and silencer, but I do like it. It's a cool look, actually. Very dope. So that goes there. We have and then a knife. It is a knife. Stop saying that. Annoy myself. It is a knife that he's got. A little knife. A dagger, if you will. He's got that. He's got his helmet. He's got his helmet look. Kind of like the modern G.I. Joe helmet now, with that kind of section at the front for attachments, but doesn't seem to attach, like it's just for show. Like you can't actually attach anything to it, which is a shame. It'd be nice if they made those like all fully modular, so you could take the the night vision off like nut wolf spider and stick it on someone else. Basically, that's where the end of the cable attaches in his helmet. Again, nice detail on this all the way around, on the headset as well. Very cool. Very cool. And there's the inside if you care. It's padded, so it's going to be comfy for him. Nice one. So yeah, cable connects from helmet to backpack, I believe. Yeah, there's the hole for the cable in the side of the backpack. Nice. And then of course we have Break himself. We have the alternate bubblegum blow-in head, which is brilliant. Look at that. Amazing. It's a really nice sculpt as well, this one for Breaker. Kind of simple too. Like it's not like too intense, but the hair isn't like having to be too crazy, mainly because he's a removable helmet situation. So they've kind of kept that nice and simple. But yeah, very much like, yeah, that's our Breaker. Very cool. Like him. And then of course the figure. The figure. Let's burn the plastic. No, burn the plastic. Just get rid of it. Yeah, this is a satisfying figure. It's Breaker. It's old Alvin Kibbe, which if we get close enough, we can see it on his chest there. Look, A Kibbe E4, and of course we've got the beep little drop down, which I think is just a Transformers Headmasters situation going on there, isn't it? Interesting. Yeah. Anyway, that's his little tablet. We can pop his uh, dagger up here, can't we? Although it does kind of get in the way a little bit of the tablet. Like you can't open the tablet with the dagger in there. By the way, I'm not sure if you're aware of that. Didn't know that. I wasn't aware that that was an issue. Um, unless I've done something totally wrong here. Like you can kind of wibble it a little bit so that it kind of works. But yeah, that is well in the way of the old tablet. So that is a shame, but still very cool. And yeah, secondary works really well though, like looking wise, he looks phenomenal. The head sculpt, obviously, we just saw it, but without the bubble this time. Sorry about the way my camera just kind of like decides to just move and change focus for no reason. Um, and then of course, yeah, the kind of rest of the detail in the secondary. It's got that cool belt as well with again lots of holsters and sheaths and secondaries. He's got a lot of like cool little pouches going on the side here. Again, they're not like practical, like you can't actually put anything in there, but they look good. So he looks cool. All right, there is your Breaker. Basically, let's put all his gear on and see what he looks like. So backpack, how's that fitting? You know, it goes in, and that's all I'll say about that. It just doesn't feel, it doesn't feel good that it's, you know, it doesn't feel like, yay, I'm in here. It's like that with all the backpacks I have an issue with, really. But it's in there. It's not coming off. It's just I don't feel like I don't get that satisfaction of, you know, like back the old the old backpacks that would just like really lock in there like it was, you know, its job. I'm going to pop this helmet on as well. Oh, he looks so good already. I'm putting the cable in his in the wrong place, maybe. I don't know. Are they different ports? I don't think they are, but no, they're not. They're the same. That would have been annoying, wouldn't it? Just like trying to force a blooming square peg in a round hole. It's getting there. There we go. Not getting that satisfaction of like pop, but it's there. It's in there. All right, he's connected. He is now hooked up to the Wi-Fi, so he can communicate now with people. Brilliant. And of course, I don't know. What are you guys? Are you gonna be displaying like this or with the bubble gum? Because I think I want the bubble gum, as Steps Toys says. So I'm gonna take that helmet off for now and have it hang there. Pop his head off violently on screen. Push that on that. It goes on nice and easy though, doesn't it? Like it's very, and that was a satisfying thunk as well. All right. Yep. I think I know what I'm doing. I think I'm going bubblegum. I mean, it's obvious, isn't it? It's iconic. Bubblegum Breaker is iconic, so I'm going to have to go with this look. And he can have, you know, the pistol's an interesting one because he's got the silencer, but you can. Okay, here's the thing. Here's another annoying thing that I think I'm going to have a bit of trouble with. You can put the silencer in this in this little spot here. I think it should fit in there, but it's not like comfortable, and it's not easy. So I'm not even 100% sure it should go in there because that's usually for like a magazine, isn't it? I think they've done it like in the hope that maybe you can just about use it for that purpose, but I don't think it's very practical. And you may just go, yeah, Chris, it's not actually going to fit in there, so I wouldn't worry about it. But it actually, with the pistol itself, I think you can just put the silencer on it in the sheath, can't you? Yeah, I think it's going to have to be that way because yeah, I know that's also a little bit impractical, but it's a lot better than trying to put it in the magazine sheath, I would say. The pistols between Breaker and Polar Bear Snake Eyes need swapped. Okay, cool. That I might do that then. Yeah, Steven says it doesn't fit well. Well, this works for me. This storage option works for me. He's probably going to be holding the pistol anyway in display. Yeah, but yeah, that is a weird one. Like I definitely think that, yeah, that is not what they intended, and they might have thought, well, maybe we can like force that a little bit, but no, I don't think that works. So yeah, but it does work in the regular sheath, so it's not like, you know, a problem really. It's just yeah, I think I might be switching the pistols around, but he's going to be holding this one anyway. You know, like, and kind of, you know, popping bubble gum and shooting people, and he's run out of bubblegum sort of situation. Um, but again, it's, you know, it's awesome. It's a classified figure. It's everything I've ever wanted in G.I. Joe and never realized as well, I've got to say. Um, does the silencer and knife swap? No, unfortunately not. There's no way the silencer fits in that tiny little slot there, unfortunately. Maybe I had it the wrong way around. No, I'm going to put it that way. So anyway, yeah, Breaker is going to look like this, holding the mass device, maybe. Has he got it within him? Yeah, he has. Okay, so he's gonna cradle that like a baby whilst keeping Cobra at bay, and this disembodied head is just gonna hang around near his feet because I'm so lazy when it comes to dealing with the other elements. Like I want to get like a proper. I used to have like a bit like a storage kind of like um you know, kind of like nuts and bolts and a little toolbox basically, those to keep all my accessories and pieces in. And I haven't done that for a while. I kind of need to do that for Classified. Anyway, that's Breaker. He can go up here for a second, while, just so there's something on screen, while I mosey on down to get this. the Claw, the Cobra Claw, the Cobra Pilot and Cobra Claw, which covert light aerial weapon. Covert my ass. But yeah, amazing. And one of the beautiful things about the artwork on this is that we saw it about 7 months before we even saw the render for the thing. And then the render for the thing was the thing we had for the longest time until the actual thing went up for pre-order. This and Outback, this and Outback, Tiger Force Outback, I think are the longest between reveal and in hand. Have we got one that beats either of these? Because even the stuff that's been delayed recently has, fairly got into people's hands in good time, weirdly enough. Hasbro has broken 7,500 plus, so that's good. I wish it would break 8,000 now so that we could just hurry up and get it done. And yeah, also on the artwork, let's talk about that. So what homages do we have on this one? We've got a cheeky little rattler. They're only little. Obviously there's the main culprit, the claw and coat and the pilot. Over here we have what looks to be snake eyes causing some bother to a poor pilot on a claw. For the longest time I thought this was going to be Snake Eyes and Scarlet, but it is not, I'm afraid. It does look like Snake Eyes though. And then another one there cheekily whipping around. And then of course in the back there's a cheeky little rattler on the ground there as well. Nice. And of course the main event is the HQ giving it the big one, all lit up like a Christmas tree on there. Lovely stuff. So that's cool. What was I going to say? Yeah, I love the fact that they have to put this on there. Can you see that? Product does not fly. I love that. But then again, I get that. Someone could see it and not really. Well, who's going to see it in a situation where they're not ordering it online? That is, yeah, it's funny they have to put that. Right, what we get? Yeah, so then of course we've got the pilot on show here with the alternate head and the removable helmet. Looking actually really cool. That is a cool deco, like the mainly black but with the blue, and then the red helmet. That was a good look. What else do we have to show you on this? 152. We've got the artwork on the side, which I'll have to do like a slow kind of crawl on so you can see it all. But there's the pilot in position. Kind of reminds me a little bit, this artwork, of was it the God, this is going to drive me mad now. The Air Commandos. There we go. It reminds me of Air Commandos because obviously they had a similar kind of situation. But yeah, just that kind of thing of like being like awkwardly upright, firing a weapon, but being attached to a giant like gliding thing. Basically, I know this is more than gliding. Anyway, and then we also have QR code to nowhere except the Hasbro Toy Shop, and it doesn't take you to like get by the claw. It'll just take you to the Hasbro Toy Shop and whatever they have currently for G.I. Joe Classified on there. And then yeah, 152 and a bit of sort of art again in there. Okay, here's the back. You've got the loadout, which is pretty intense. You've got obviously the figure, the two head sculpts, no, so yeah, you do get another head sculpt, only one that's like all masked up, and the removable helmet, multiple kind of weapons. You got that kind of machine gun, submachine gun Uzi thing. You got this pistol with like, is that the same pistol and silencer? Figure stand, blast effects, and of course the claw itself, which is the main event. That's all that we really care about, let's face it. Little call out on the communication little wrist thing on the troop, on the pilot. We've got claw and like that little kind of claw decal on the wing. And we've got, again, some kind of elements showing you how to attach the flaps and wingtips. Lovely stuff. Right then, let's get in to this beauty. Which way am I going in? I usually go in this way, I think. Yeah, this is the way I usually enter the fray because it's got the little tab there to show you that this is where you enter. There we go. Here we go. Let's slide this out. Oh, look at that. Oh, and yeah. God, I haven't seen one of these for a while. The old God, this takes me back. The friggin' weapons case thing. Cobra Pilot, Cobra Claw, Covert Light Aerial Weapon, 152, Cobra logo. Yeah, the usual. I haven't seen one of them in donkey's years now, since they've kind of changed tack on that. Let's get into those first then. Let's get into those. See what I'm saying? When you pull it without doing that little technique, it has that horrible little fold. See that? Does that horrible thing I hate. But I don't really mind on these because I don't like. I'm not, that I'm not that kind of protective over the cases of these things. We've got the little bags again as well. But it really has been a long time since I've seen this sort of stuff. So we'll start with this little bag. Let's open it like a crisp packet, me. And we've got what do we got? We've got a few gots. We've got bigger stand. Oh, there's actually something else in there that hasn't come out all the way. Come out! Sorry, I'm not getting to any comments. It's just I'm so far away from my laptop. It's hard to actually see. Why won't you come out of the frigging bag? What are you made of? There we go. It's just a bloody silencer. I haven't got time for this. Okay, so you've got the Cobra stand there. Great. It's a stand. It's a bigger stand. You've seen it before. Well, most of this stuff you've probably seen before. We've got the machine gun, kind of heavy-ish machine gun as well. This is pretty dope with the that deco. And then, of course, you've got the spot for the drum mag, which, yeah, it goes in the other way, McLeod. Goes in that way, yeah. Follow the shapes. So it pops in like so. That is actually pretty cool, that thing. That is pretty dope. I forget who this came with first. Can someone let me know in the comments that I'm not going to see? Thank you. But yeah, nice one. And then, of course, we've got the alternate mast head, or yeah, like kind of little gas mask head going on there, which is cool. We've got the Uzi, which is cool as well. There you go. Just so you can see it on screen. And it's not the same pistol and silencer as Target Breaker, as you can very well see here. Hang on, there we go. As you can see, it is a thinner tubular barrel silencer and a completely different pistol. But there you go, cool. Oh, they did the paint backwards, did they, Bad Wolf? Yeah, this is the right way it goes in, because if you try it the other way, it doesn't go all the way in, as I just found out. But yeah, maybe that is the wrong way around. I don't know. But it still looks cool. But yeah, I think I get what you're saying. That looks like the red and the yellow are the wrong way around, which is kind of classic at the moment. That's happening a lot with tiny little details in the line. Hiss Gunner, yes, thank you, White. Thank you very much. And then let's pop the old second bag out. This has got a lot of stuff in it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have got flaps, Kitty said. We've got flaps. One's got an 8 on it, the other one's got nothing on it. There you go. And they are like basically the same. But not the same, because obviously they're different molds technically, because there's a different direction on them. We've got blast effects, like so. I will take these out, but they're really weird. Like this is like, it's like an MC Escher painting, this plastic. It's designed in such a way that if you try and push the end here, if you try and push this end to get this end piece out, it doesn't like bend or move at all. And so you try and do it this end and the same thing happens. And you're like, you try and do it like this. And yeah, it's just really, it's an MC Escher painting, this. Look at it. It's even designed in such a way that it looks like water flowing upwards. This is the most MC Escher thing that Classified have ever done. Anyway, here is your blast effects, or here are your blast effects, I should say. There you go. What else have we got in this little section? We've got 2 missiles. This takes me back. These look just like your kind of classic Joe missiles with the dog bones, sort of like kind of connector gaps on them and everything. Oh, it's just, it really just makes me think I'm opening a toy from back in the 80s, basically. And then of course the old wing tips, which have got different little green lights on the end of them, which aren't, obviously they don't light up, but we've got a green and a red, which is really cool. Like that a lot. Someone in the comments is going to say, oh, they've got the green and the red the wrong way around. Probably. Again, I don't care. It looks awesome. So, figure, let's pull you out of here before we get into the claw. Let's get the pilot and head sculpts out. We'll take a look at the alternate head and helmet first. There be the red helmet. I love it in red. It's really nice with that. This is an officer then, right? With the chevron, I guess, because they're pilots as well. They're going to have to be pretty cool. And then you've got the light skin tone head sculpt there with the red mask and all the little kind of cool detail, blue and black. On there, I think, is that the Valkyrie head? I don't know. And then we have the figure, which is amazing. Love that deco. Love that black. Love the black along the top there, at the top of the torso. That's really cool. Cobra logo, of course, on there too. The secondary looks dope. Yeah, it's a nice look. It kind of got a bit of Snake Eyes version 4 vibes, doesn't it? And then if we take a look at the wrist, she's got a really cool kind of little display on there. Let's just try and get, there we go, look at that. That's freaking dope. It's got like the mask terrain on there, hasn't it? It's very nice indeed. That is a very cool little kind of wrist communicator type situation with a lot of detail on it as well. Look at that. Yeah, that's cool. That's really dope. Yeah, that is the figure. Topography map. Thank you, Blitz. I always call it like, yeah, just like the mask. It's like the mask scene, basically, the mask intro. Putting the kind of helmet on. It's weird how much more evil she looks when I put that helmet on. Like almost like changed her vibe. It's like, oh yeah, okay, now you're an evil pilot. Very cool. I'm not going to switch the heads around. I'm probably going to keep this default for now, but that is effectively your figure. And I'm just going to put that to the side. Let's build this. We built this city. Boom, boom. We built this city on Cobra Claws. Right. How? Is this gonna be one of those annoying? Yeah. It's gonna be one of those annoying. Yeah. I'm gonna do a lot of this off camera because you do not need to see me doing faffing about with this tape. Nobody does. So yeah. Okay, well, one side is free of tape. I'm gonna have to put you down there. Anyway, how's everyone doing? Good day? Can't really respond anyway, even if you are telling me what your day has been like. There we go. My goodness me. It's been a busy old day at it. Aren't they? They're all just busy now. That's just what it is. It's how life is. Although, I had a bit of good news today. So we go to this amazing restaurant. I won't go into too many details, but we go into this amazing restaurant in our area. It's lovely. And they were going to be closing down for good. Oh, there's another, sorry, I just found out another connection that I haven't unplugged on the bottom. How annoying. Anyway, this restaurant was going to be closing. And we went in for the last day today. I went in to pick up some takeout. And they gave me the good news that someone had bought them. They were going to basically, they were just going to be retiring, the owners. And somebody's bought them. And they're going to be reopening with the same menu. So we were really happy because we love this place. and it was just a nice little, thank goodness for that. My God, this thing really is in there, by the way, guys. Like, it is just, there we go. That was annoying. I'm not going to lie. That was annoying. Just like that story. But I'm just to say that I'm very happy that it is not closing. I'm going to move this out the way now as well, because I don't need the big Cobra logo in the way. And here it is, the unbox claw. I'm just kidding. There's still got some things attached to it. This is easily the most annoying one they've done to date in terms of packaging. I don't know about you, but that was a very annoying experience for me with all these bits of cardboard. I mean, the amount of crap on the floor now, the amount of crap on the floor is absolutely insane. Oh, and of course, we've got more plastic connected to it. This thing is great. I want to get to it sometime this week, though. Okay, let's be careful. There we go. Okay, that's one bit of plastic tie cut. This is like the best video review ever, isn't it? Like, everyone's just like riveted to me off screen trying to cut this. My goodness me. There we go. Okay. We are free of all. Honestly, if you could see the floor next to me right now, you would probably laugh. It is just a pile. Just from that alone, the pile of stuff is nuts. That was so unnecessary. Okay, this is dope though. This is friggin' amazing. I haven't even put it together yet, and I'm already like, oh God, this feels so cool. And it's a lot bigger in I'm not going to say it. It's a lot bigger in hand, Kitty said. Wheels come up, wheels boop boop. That's pretty dope. Oh, this thing is, oh my God, this is rad. This is rad. This is rad. How do the wheels work? Okay, I was like, how do the wheels work like that when it lands? It's because you can turn them around like that, Chris, you idiot. There you go. You can turn them around, and then boom, we're in sort of landing mode, which is cool. Does it kind of stand up like that? It does. Very nice. Okay, let's fit some stuff together. So obviously this one goes on here. Obviously. So boop, nice and easy. A lemon squeezy. Same on that side. Boop. Oh, nice and satisfying. And again, the wingtips articulated. Lovely stuff. Boop boop, and go like all the way up. Oh, this thing is rad. This is cool. This is taking me back. And I never had a claw as a kid. Nor did I have Breaker as a child either. We did have them in the Palatoy era, but I never was able to get them at that point. Now, I'm assuming this is the right one to do here. Yeah, because that feels upside down. So that, I think, is right. If I'm wrong, it's never coming off again. It won't even go on. Oh, yeah, okay, there it is. And I'm guessing the 8 sticks up like that. What do you reckon? Probably not. Probably put it on wrong, but whatever. So we've got flaps. So these flaps are cool as well. They obviously kind of move up and down, and they're articulated too. This is really cool, and this is beautiful. I'm not going to lie. This is really friggin' awesome. There's a nice feel. There's a nice weight to it. It's just, I don't know. There's something very, very awesome about this. There we go. I'm just gonna stay upright. You're embarrassing me. That's mainly because you can move these wheels back as well, and I hadn't done that. So there we go. Brilliant. Brilliant. This is so cool. Loads of cool details on this, like all the danger tampos. Obviously, we've got this little secondary here, which the figure can slot into. These little movable hand controllers. Flip it round, and we've got 23Z on there, or Z8. We've already seen that. The Cobra and the Cobra logo. These little kind of dealies, little bit of details. And then we've got this little dude on the top here. So this section, that moves around, right? So you can kind of aim this little bit of firepower. This also tilts up and down. That's pretty cool. This doesn't do anything, but this moving, obviously it can't go beyond the, that's as far as it goes right there. It doesn't actually reach the wing at all. That's as far as it can actually go. And then we have this little baby on here, which this tiny little eye, this like a little camera, little drone camera, can articulate, and you can move it around so it can be like looking and getting some, maybe some, like, maybe it's kind of taking some information from another aircraft. Maybe it's checking its rear. Not, obviously the pilot can't exactly do that very comfortably in the position that they'll be in. So yeah, brilliant. The camera's amazing. So yeah, lots of cool little details on this one. And then we've got these. Now these little tip wings at the front, they twist, so they're connected to each other through the little axle through there, and they tilt like so. They go all the way around. Actually, it's really cool. Brilliant. I'm loving all of the little details on this, and like I said, it's very, I don't know. There's just loads of cool stuff. You look inside the wheel, kind of like wells where the landing gear slots into, and there's loads of detail in there as well as the vents as well on here. That vent is cool. And then yeah, it's just awesome. And then these two little tail bits that stick out just for balance, really. I think more than anything, just a little bit of like, give it a bit of an arse. I like it. Now let's see the old. Let's see this old gal in here, shall we? Now, how is there a way to do? Oh yeah, there is a way to do this. So on the actual on this little strap, you've got these little Masters of the Universe belts kind of going on here. You know what I'm talking about, where you've got, you put the belt, you clip the belt in the back, and it kind of goes ding 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 ding, where you've got these little like notches. Can you see that? Buenos notches there. I'm gonna, so just pop that out there, and there's a little belt loop there that it goes through. So you can obviously take both sides out, as easy as this, isn't it? There you go. You take both sides out, and it effectively opens up inside, so you can fit the figure in. Lovely stuff. Right, so let's pop Yao in there. I'll put the helmet on afterwards because that's just fallen off as I've put it in there. I'm gonna just, I'll do it on camera, but I'll just put the little belt loops back in. And so yeah, you can basically fit, looks like a lot of different characters in here, because when you pull the side bits to actually tighten the belt, there's a lot of give on the female figure. So I imagine you can fit pretty much anyone in this bad boy. I know Lenny had mentioned that, I think maybe not like Road Pig or Nemesis Immortal, but I think you can get most of the other figures in there. And she looks cool as well. And then obviously you can kind of have her. Now, one of the problems I find with classified figures is they don't have a superb like range of heads that are able to kind of like look like backwards. Like you can't tilt them back very well. She doesn't look too bad in this kind of position and pose, like for that. But yeah, it is kind of funny that there are a bunch of like, like jetpack troopers and all sorts that just can't really articulate in that sense, which is a shame. But yeah, you can get her in position, so get her hands on the old handles, the old handlebars, and there you go. She is rocking and rolling in her claw. Amazing. Obviously, you can jig it around to kind of make it work and get the arms in the right position. Let's get her head in the right position. There we go. I also may have to I like how her legs have naturally like folded behind like folded behind the claw there. Like actually it's good protection for the legs actually to be up there away from the blooming exhaust of the engines. But yeah, this isn't exactly the safest form of travel, is it? Let's face it. So with the wheels kind of in their proper positions, she can now land without rubbing her face on the ground. So that's good. So there is like a decent clearance there when you put the wheels down. You can see there, look, there's a decent clearance there. There's like half a wheel difference before her elbow gets mushed. And if she keeps her legs tucked up like that, she'll be fine. But yeah, this is amazing. This is so cool. Yeah, I'm into this. I'm into this a lot. And she can kind of, yeah, she can stand up with it on. That's another cool thing. It's like obviously her feet are a bit longer. And then I think there's little tail elements do create. Yeah, she can stand there quite nicely. Obviously, you can't see that from this angle, but you can see that she's standing up freely because of those two little tail wiblets. Oh, other things I've got to attach. Missiles. Can't go anywhere without your missiles attached, can you? So that's dope. Let's pop that on there. Boop. Let's pop this one on here. There we go. Nice. Okay, so we have